It looks more like Ashiki's horn than Gaara's hair. I will stand by that.
It's even crazier because some people thought that, Jura is Suege because they for some reason thought that he was the guy that, got bitten by.
Being the leader is hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And they don't account for the fact that, we don't even know if Suege, like, why would Suege be obsessed with Naruto? Like, I'm just like, why would
his
he?
connection? Yeah,
He's
we
the
don't have
leader of
any
the village.
connection to work with.
He just really respects the Hokage. I mean, he has to be to go into the line of order that he is in. Like, imagine if you're working for the government and then you just hated the president. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, if I was a basketball coach, it's because I like basketball players.
I mean, yeah, but like, why would he be like his number one focus, or something crazy? Like, sure, I might have a little bit of interest in the leader of my country, but I'm sure as hell not thinking about Joe Biden every single day to the end of my world, like,
okay,
I don't care,
but
bro.
this is
like
anime
he
to
just is the president.
This is anime to where all complex other things in life just go away so that characters can have a hyper focus on one specific detail. So for Soegi, that's Naruto. He's obsessed.
It's not to say that it's impossible. It's not to say that it's impossible for Soegi. For example, Sarada. I could see Naruto being the Sarada tree's target for this reason. Because, she idolizes the Hokage and stuff. But, like, we don't have anything to work with Soegi because we've never met this guy, really. He's just this random bozo who showed up one chapter to get eaten. So it's just, like, that would just suck.
I mean, if his parents were killed in the war,
it should be a character we don't really know, concerning the other three are people we all know.
Yeah, like
I feel like the fourth one should be connected to someone we know too. I feel like it would just be more engaging than some random bozo. And like, unless it was gonna be a brand new Otsutsuki, like Urashiki's return, or really the manga debut, or it's Burashiki, his brother we've never met. Okay, it's something we would care about because it's an Otsutsuki, but freaking random Leaf Village bozo, no, we don't care.
Well, I think it's narratively consistent for two reasons. First of all, it's just a new person to be a villain instead of some legacy character. For example, Pain was a new character at the time. He's like everyone's favorite villain. He's not some returning villain. So you use a new character.
Yeah, but these guys are like, it's a little bit different with these guys though, because they're created from the chakra of people. And so, like I said, a brand new Otsutsuki, like Urashiki's partner or whatever, that works. But like, it's a new villain.
Okay, but like, Sorcery is a new person puppet villain from Sorcery, someone who's new as well.
But some fodder Leaf Village ninja shouldn't be.
Okay, Sorcery was fodder before he was OP. Nagato was fodder before he was OP.
Fodder, other than maybe when he was a 5-year-old untrained.
Okay, Nagato was fodder before he was OP. He
was freaking OP at 10.
Like, he literally had the
before he
Rinnegan.
became a villain.
Tell it to
Yahiko. Bro, the Rinnegan in like Nagato's eye immediately gave him mastery over the 5 elemental natures. Like, it's almost like instinct when he just like was using the Rinnegan. It gave him instant mastery.
Instinct, you say? What if Jura is Nagato?
I'd be down. But,
I guess, but I don't know.
He has the Rinnegan just like him. It has to be him.
I feel like in the case of like Kara, obviously you would have new villains. They're just brand new people. We have a reason for why they're strong. They were modified. I just feel like for these Shinju, it just feels weird if it's some random character we have zero to work with.
But what about Delta?
I mean, I just personally think it's going to be related to someone we know.
Delta is a clone of a character, and it's a new character, and it's a fodder character. Akabi is nothing special.
She's good.
So far. But
Stop.
But again, like, Amato's ninja tech, that's why they're strong. And obviously I know these divine trees, they're going to be strong because of divine tree nonsense, blah, blah, blah. The thing, though, is Jura clearly is, like, the leader of the group. So I just, personally, it feels weird to me if the leader of this group is the most insignificant person.
But that's the subversion of expectations.
It's freaking...
And that was only my first point. I
That's
had
not a
2
good subversion
points.
of expectations.
Okay, Attack on Titan's entire narrative was a bad subversion of expectations, but people praise that.
No, it wasn't.
Moving
No,
on
it
to my
wasn't.
second point, because that was my first of 2 points. The second point is because it narratively bolsters the narrative because clones are their own person in the same way Boruto's his own person. He's not wanting to be compared to Naruto. He's not wanting to ride the coattails. That's applicable throughout the entirety of the Boruto story, throughout
Boruto's
many
not a
different
clone.
characters. Whether it's
You should use an
fabrication,
actual clone.
Kashin
Kashin Koji is not the same as Jiraiya. Delta's not the same as Akebi. Mitsuki's not the same as Orochimaru. Why would you use Boruto? He's literally a different person.
Okay, well, because of the narrative. I'm not saying physically. Physically doesn't matter in this case. I'm saying narratively. And the audience as well. The audience sees them as the same characters, and they're proving that they're their own character. They're their own person, own personality, own
that
memories, own
applies
behaviors.
regardless. So whether it's an Ishiki divine
Tell
tree,
it
a
to the-
Kawaki divine,
Tell it
whatever,
to the audience.
that applies to all of them. It's still
Okay,
a different
But
person.
Jura isn't Soegi, is what I'm getting at. So you can't
I
compare him to
agree.
Soegi.
He wouldn't be Soegi. I'm just
So
saying
it doesn't matter
the
where he came
tie-in
from.
just feels more ass.
But it doesn't matter where he came from is the point that the entire Boruto series is trying to get across.
Kind of does though, because
Okay, then you
if
haven't
it's, okay,
liked that
this
theme,
one
apparently.
really only applies for Ishiki or Kawaki, but you can do a larger lore tie-in, I feel like, by using those types of characters. Like Ishiki especially is probably the best for just some grander scale plot revelation, work best for him. For Kawaki, you can still do some pretty good stuff, but when it's like some random person, it just, I mean, yeah, you can do anything, but I feel like
Okay, so why are you saying
like
as far as we know for Akabe in terms of we don't know if she's special, but you're saying, oh, well, Soegi, he has to be fodder. We don't know anything about him. He could be Amado's daughter for all we know, or son.
because we literally saw how fodder he was in that chapter.
What if that was his mastermind plan and he meant to be that because he wanted to do that? If anything, that's also a subversion of expectations. You want to think, you'd imagine everyone's running away from these clawgrams. This is the one guy who wants to be eaten by the clawgram because he knows what's going to happen because he's Amado related.
If they do that, Oodie, I don't think they're going to do any of this, but like if they do that, that's probably your best case scenario. It was just, he was bluffing. It was an act and he did all that shit because, it made him stronger, whatever his master plan is. It probably would be better in that case because then it makes Soegi look special. Like he was pretending, like Toby, he was pretending to be an idiot, but he was actually special. Here's why. That works better.
Okay, well, Bug,
just,
as we have more
if Soegi
confirmation
just
that he
is
is a
fodder,
nobody. So,
I don't really like it.
okay, so do you like Bug? It's the same thing.
I like Bug. I always liked
The
Bug to
Bug-
begin with.
Okay, well, I liked Soegi to begin with.
No, you didn't, bro.
Yes, he did. He sacrificed himself. That's noble. That's a likable
Bro,
quality.
his haircut had me rolling. I'd
Saved a main character. He's a
You know what?
Konoha
Stardust shouldn't have
citizen.
needed to be. Our future Hokage shouldn't have been needed to be saved by some fodder ass Clawgrime.
Okay, so when
Kimi no
Pain
Shikacho's got them down.
when Pain nuked the village, you just didn't care?
Pain actually felt menacing. These goofy looking Clawgrimes in code don't.
The point is that the
Yeah, I
village
don't
was
care about
nuked.
the-
It's not about Pain. It's about the village being nuked. Did you care?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You
Pain-
care about Soegi then. He's a Konoha citizen.
No.
Well,
I don't care about
here's
Soegi.
Okay, what about
Who else?
what about the
Question.
family that
Like,
Moegi saw?
I mean, sorry.
Moegi saved. We haven't even seen them, and I care about them because
Yeah, I don't care about them.
I care about
Wasteless
them.
sacrifice. From my perspective, wasteless sacrifice. I don't care why she even do that. Like I
Wow.
know why she did, obviously, but like means nothing to me. She
It
didn't sacrifice herself
sounds like
for anyone
you're
important.
agreeing to let the blind person walk off the cliff. Shout out Coco.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would have saved him, but I'm saying as a reader in the story, I have no attachment to Moegi's.
Oh,
random
you
sacrifice.
do that?
I mean, it just happened.
Your fodder ass with your bad haircut. You would do that, and the main character's wastefulness of the
Excuse
save.
me, You mean
because they
strong
shouldn't
ass
have
with a
even
dope
been
ass
in that
haircut?
situation
I
to
would have
begin
just
with.
soloed all the clock ride without needing to
And you want the
sacrifice
claw
myself.
grime to come
I
from
would've
some
blown up
nobody?
Code like
Your
Kane,
claw grime?
destroyed all
Why
the
would I
claw
care
grime,
about
Genshin
your
Regense.
claw grime,
And then,
Kamui?
you know what? The world would have been safe.
when
We
the
wouldn't even
claw
have this
grimes
issue right
are
now
making their
because I would have
own
stopped them,
story,
unlike
proving you
Boruto.
wrong,
I
not coming
would
from
just
legacy
say,
characters. What are you gonna
please,
do then, huh, Kamui?
before too late. And then it would have just won. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That's
what
what I
happened.
thought.
Okay. All right. Alrighty. Let's take turns. Let's just take turns talking.
So, Immortal, who do you agree with?
Oh, God.
So
Okay.
explain to
So if
Kamui
I-
why I'm right, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Here's
Why
the
you're
thing.
wrong.
Narrative.
If I have, if
from your
no one,
screenwriter's
if
perspective.
I or no one has any attachments to characters that we were just introduced to, or just doesn't have a lot of screen time, but is then shown later on to have some importance, then it's not gonna hit the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Soege,
Yeah, if
I
you have
don't
no
have an
attachments
attachment
to a character, then yeah, I would agree. Thankfully, we all have attachments to Soegi.
I have no attachments to Soege. I barely even. I don't even know him at this given point.
Okay,
Who didn't even exist
Gandhi,
before
stoic,
chapter
Yeah.
no need for any superfluous attachments of any earthly desires at all. Okay, Avatar Aang at the end of season 2. Yeah, okay, just fly. Yeah, you know what happened? He got lightning struck by Azula because that's not the right answer.
Yeah, but here's the thing: he was only trying to do that in order to master the Avatar state. It's basically like trying to achieve
Soegi
Nirvana.
was trying to master the claw grime state.
Well, how do we?
Like I said, Oodie, if they actually go that route, that's fine. I don't think they will by any means, but if they do, I think the Soegi's the villain, like actual Soegi's the villain, sure, but like otherwise it's just pretty mid.
But Soegi's a different character from Jura. Jura's writing his own story in the same way Boruto was writing his own story.
That's fine. I'm referring to Soegi.
Jura's
beating around the
story
bush
now.
here. That doesn't mean that Jura will do anything different, but I feel like you can get more value from grander plot revelations and character attachments, and just the fact that if hypothetically if it is Kawaki or Ishiki, I just think that's going to impact Kawaki especially, or Boruto and everyone else. For example, the fact that it was Sasuke, we saw how that affected Boruto when he saw the Sasuke Hidari. It's going to be true for Sarada too, probably. If there was a Naruto one, that would sure as hell affect Kawaki a lot more than a Soegi one would. So if it's a Kawaki or an Ishiki, the guy who tormented Kawaki for so long, that's going to have a greater effect on Kawaki, especially if it's Ishiki targeting Naruto again. That's going to have an effect on Kawaki a lot more than just Soegi.
He's writing his own story. In fact, what came before doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if
not
it is
watching Boruto episode 1 when Boruto himself said
that?
That's
not the point. That's not the point. The point is he sees the Ishiki in him. It's the same reason why, it's not Sasuke, but that doesn't mean Boruto doesn't see Sasuke and Hidari, and it completely messes up it emotionally affects him, gets him off course.
But it would extremely emotionally affect Sarada if she saw Soegi as the claw grime.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't.
Soegi sacrificed his life for her.
Okay.
You remember?
Okay.
So if Naruto saw Aruka as a claw grime, just straight, just stone faced.
Oodie,
if I'll give you anything, I could see Sarada being a little bit more like this is the guy who saved me, feeling guilty seeing a Soegi one. But let's be real, we already know the focus for Sarada is going to be Hidari, obviously, who's going to affect her far more than Soegi ever would. So it doesn't really matter at that point.
We do know that.
Soegi's not going to interact. Actually, she was actually totally cool when she saw Soegi's tree. She didn't care. She didn't feel guilty at all.
Because he's still alive. She didn't care when Sasuke was turned into tree either.
Wait, what?
What?
You said she didn't care if Sasuke was turned into a tree either?
She doesn't care, yeah.
What do you mean she doesn't care? That's her father.
Okay, and that's Soegi.
Oodie. Oodie, the difference is, okay, Oodie. Oodie, the different. I know you're trolling, but like the difference is that for Sarada and Boruto, it affects them more to have Sasuke be turned in a tree than Soeki, because for Sarada doesn't care about Soeki really specifically. It's just a Leaf Village comrade. She obviously doesn't want him to die. She
cares
wants to
about
free
the
him.
comrades,
But the fact that he's
exactly.
alive, it's like she's fine. She's not particularly bothered as much because he's alive.
Wait.
But for
But
Sasuke,
Kamui,
it bothers her more because Sasuke means more to her.
No. This is perfect. Kamui, how can Sarada become Hokage if she can't even save a single friend? She cares more about Soegi than anyone right now.
It would be really funny if she says that, but what if she doesn't consider Soeki a friend?
But no, if anything, Soegi's closer than a friend. Because everyone in the village is family to a Hokage.
No. Your family doesn't have to be a friend.
Okay.
Naruto didn't say he can't become Hokage if he can't save a family member. He said a friend.
I guess that's lore accurate considering he didn't save Minato or Kushina.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't save any of his family.
But the point is that Soegi is a comrade, and all village Leaf Ninja comrades are important to the Hokage.
Important, but Naruto didn't say, how can I become Hokage if I can't save important people to me? He said a friend.
Yeah. Friends are important to him. What are we saying here?
The president, the Hokage is probably important to like Grandma Josephine, but that doesn't mean that she's really friends with Naruto.
Okay, so what you're telling me, if Naruto saw Teuchi, the ramen guy, just as a tree, he just walking away, he just doesn't care.
Naruto and Teuchi have a very close bond for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
That's not a good
Teuchi
example.
saved Naruto. Soegi saved Sarada.
Yeah, but look.
Chapter 1, Naruto
but I don't know,
was crying when Iruka saved him. Crying,
Soegi had
bawling.
an impact. Soegi has an impact on Sarada by saving him, but that doesn't mean they're friends. Let's look at the definition of friend.
And Iruka was in a better state than Soegi was. Iruka just had a little cut in his back. Soegi's a full-on tree.
A little cut. He had a giant ass shuriken, bro.
But does that mean he's Jura? Absolutely not.
Yeah, see, it has to be mutual affection. If Sarada doesn't really like Soegi because he's all like, "Are you really again?" And she's like, "Hey, it's bad here if I'm again." She's all pissed off at him. Where Soegi likes her. If she doesn't like Soegi back, they're not friends.
All I'm saying,
exactly, they're just mutual.
Sarada supported Boruto on his journey on his own because she recognized Boruto as his own person. So it doesn't matter where Jura comes from because Sarada's gonna look at him the same way. Because that's Jura, his own individual person. So narratively, it doesn't matter where Jura came from.
So, go
okay,
ahead.
Two things. One, I don't get how she didn't help Boruto because she saw Boruto as his own person. She just likes Boruto. I don't get the own person part of that. And second of all, narratively, it might not matter as much who Jura is. What I'm talking about is from a plot perspective more so. In the plot, you can do greater Otsutsuki lore stuff with Kawaki or Ishiki, in my opinion, than Soegi, unless Soegi is the villain and it was his mastermind plan. And I also think that Jura being related to Kawaki himself or Ishiki would have a greater impact on Kawaki when he sees him. Even if Jura is his own person, he's still going to see that person, whoever it is, inside Jura. The same way that Boruto sees Sasuke and Hidari.
Not. Because
it'll just impact him more, which we want. Let's be honest, Oodie. Soegi is not impacting Kawaki. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't even know who that is. Let's be real.
You don't know that. He spent 3 years in the village. He's had time to learn these people.
Bro, Kawaki hasn't interacted with anyone. All he does is say, "Stop following me around. Go away, you pervert."
Because Mitsuki's smothering him, and he wants to go spend time with Soegi. He can't do that with Mitsuki in his way.
Why would he give a damn about Soegi of all?
Soegi's cool.
Why would Mitsuki be stopping him from hanging out with Soegi?
If anything, Soegi probably reminds him of Naruto because he has the same sacrificial trait. That's a tragic element to Kawaki's character. That's your narrative. It's a tragedy of his character.
Oodie,
It's subversion of expectations. the narrative. It's a narrative. It's literally a trolling narrative element if you're gonna go that route. I'm the screenwriter here.
Oodie, we barely know this guy.
We barely
He's
know
like,
Iruka. We barely know
seriously.
Touchi. Have we ever seen
We
Touchi
know a
outside
lot
of his
about
ramen shop?
Iruka. We know about Taiuchi and Iruka because their backstories were I think
Oh yeah,
more so Iruka.
Teuchi's rich backstory. Yeah, that's a classic right there. That's
I
an
mean,
episode.
I didn't say rich backstory.
I mean, he is pretty rich. He does have a rich backstory.
I mean, in real life, he probably would be. He's like Naruto's world's famous like ramen.
Well,
got the
chefs.
monopoly
in
on all
real life,
ramen.
Kamui, when we hit 1 million subscribers and go to that ramen shop in Japan that's inspired after the Naruto one, we'll go ask Teuchi in person what his rich backstory is.
Yeah, I really hope that the owner of the restaurant was also named Teuchi. Because if he isn't, we're gonna call him that anyway. I hope he looks just like him too. Like when we see him, I just want to be like, yo, it's Teuchi.
Last thing I'll say on Soegi is with Sarada, we know she doesn't treat Boruto like Naruto. She sees Boruto as her own person because Sarada didn't unlock her Mangekyo when Boruto was in trouble. She would have.
What?
Yeah, she unlocked it when Naruto was in trouble.
No, she didn't know Oodie, because when she learned that Naruto died, she didn't unlock her Mangekyo right then. She unlocked it when she was asking Sasuke to help Boruto. The scene when she unlocked it was when she was thinking of Boruto. Like, that just is the story.
Yeah, because
you can rewrite
Naruto
it,
wasn't around to
when we
help
do our
him.
chapter 80 rewrites, but what?
Naruto wasn't around to help him. Like honestly,
But Naruto isn't
not
the
even
one that she
trolling,
wanted. She didn't ask Sasuke to help Naruto. It was to help Boruto.
Not even trolling. My best argument here is the Funato arc where Boruto just slowly dies in front of her very eyes. That's worse than what happens to Boruto here by a landslide.
I agree with you there, but if that was in the manga, I would say like absolutely. But because it's just randomly added in the anime, it's kind of just like.
You mean the canon anime? Kamui?
Honestly, I don't think any of Boruto's canon anymore after this latest chapter.
Oh
It's
man.
all an infinite Tsukiyomi dream.
I mean, the first 5 chapters of Tubu Vortex aren't canon.